It's time for Florida State basketball. This is the Leonard Hamilton Show. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coke Zero Sugar has real Coke taste with zero sugar and 0 calories. Try one today. And by SunTrust, the official bank of Florida State Athletics. And now your hosts, Gene Deckerhoff and head coach Leonard Hamilton. Welcome to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We talk Florida State basketball every week, and you found the right place to talk about FSU hoops with the head coach. And coach, FSU off to a great start. We won 11 straight ball games. We stub our toe against Oklahoma State, and all of a sudden it's ACC time.
Well, this is the most difficult and challenging ACC race that I've seen in a long time. They are really teams are loaded and from top to bottom in our league. You never know who's going to win, regardless of who you're playing. If you're the number 1 ranked team, if you're the 15th ranked team, you can guarantee you're going to see a real good game.
And Coach, did we do something to make the schedule makers mad at the ACC? We began ACC play against what, number 3 and number 12 and number 15? I mean, the gauntlet begins ACC play.
Well, that's the good thing about being in the ACC, regardless of what time of year it is or where you are, you're playing against a great basketball team. No longer can you only pick out the 1 or 2 top teams that will get most of the recognition and say that they are outstanding from top to bottom. That's what makes it so good. So it doesn't really matter whether they're national ranked or not.
FSU begins with 11 straight victories. We'll have highlights of FSU's non-conference battles in the month of November and December. And then we'll have highlights of FSU at Duke and FSU versus North Carolina. That's all part of today's show. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. Florida State basketball on the menu today. And Coach, a very aggressive non-conference part of the schedule. It begins with a home game against George Washington. Then we go down to Jamaica to play in the Jamaica Classic. Speaking of which, we play Colorado State, and our number 10 play in the non-conference part of our schedule comes right here. The alley-oop pass and the layup by Terrence Mann, who had 20 points in this ball game.
Man, I thought that looked pretty good. We were moving the ball and making an extra pass, looking for each other. That's really the kind of plays you like to see happen this out of your regular offense.
Nice assist from Brian Angola. FSU wins easily 90-63 and wins the Jamaica Classic. Now, play number 9, this one against Kennesaw State at home, and the home crowd loves to see slam dunks.
Well, that was a good steal now by Trent Forrest. He's got his hand out in the passing lane. He's able to give us an easy basket. Many easy baskets we can get during the course of the year. It makes it a lot easier on the offense and defense.
Crowd pleaser on the Knowles Coast to a 98-79 win. Play number 8, Coach. This is in the Orange Bowl Classic down in Sunrise. A slam dunk on the follow by Terrence Mann, who had 14 rebounds, 20 points in this game.
Well, double-double, you always like to see double-doubles.
Yeah, look at this. Boy, he elevated, didn't he? FSU taking on the Oklahoma State Cowboys in Sunrise, Florida. Play number 7. Let's watch C.J. Walker and attack the basket and get a free throw. How about this layup?
Wow.
He's left-handed. He shot right-handed, Coach.
Very aggressive play by the little fella. He's very determined that he's going to get to the basket.
There he goes. Now watch this. He's a left-handed shooter, but he flips it up with the right hand. Knowles prevail 78-73 against the Rutgers Knights, and one coming. He caps the three-point play. Career game for CJ, by the way, 24 big points. Play number 6. Here's Brian Angola going to work, Coach.
Brian has been a very instrumental part of what we've been doing this year. He is extremely aggressive. He's probably the best defensive guard in the ACC.
More than one way to attack a zone, attack and stuff, and that's Brian Angola, 2 of his 17 points in that game. Knowles win handily, 98-79. Play number 5 in the non-conference part of the schedule. Here's M.J. Walker, a McDonald's All-American, going to work.
MJ has been a very strong contributor to our team. The game's very hard for us, it's closely contested, but MJ is a freshman. He really has had some really outstanding games. When he gains a little more confidence, there's no telling what the ceiling is for him.
Career high, almost matched his number, a career high 22 points for MJ, 5 of 8 from distance in that ball game, and the Knowles win over Colorado State. Play number 4, Coach. Here's Ike Obiagu. How tall is he?
Ike is 7'1", and he's really learning and growing. You can just see his confidence growing with every game.
Yeah, watch off the miss. He slams the follow, and 4 points, 2 rebounds, a block shot in Florida State's huge win over the Florida Gators down in Gainesville. Play number 3, Coach. Phil Cofer is really coming into his own as a senior for the Seminoles this year.
There's no doubt that Phil has been probably the surprise to a lot of people, but not to his teammates. We know that Phil has been bothered by injury the last couple of years, and he's healthy now, and boy, he's really coming on strong.
Nice pass, too, from Terrence Mann, a transition hoop. Phil Kofer stuffs 2 of his 12 points of the game again against Loyola at home. Noles win 96-71. Play number 2, second best play in the offseason. In our opinion, another feature of M.J. Walker. FSU gets the steal. M.J. knows how to finish. Watch this. That's Terrence Mann, I beg your pardon.
Terrence Mann got an alley-oop pass from Trent Forrest. There's no doubt that we needed that play. As you see, once again, on the road against a very good opponent. They rank nationally ranked, making good plays. That's team plays. Those plays are connected. The players are kind of playing instinctively. We like to see that.
MJ got the steal. Terrence Mann with the flush. Mann had 25 points in that ball game at Florida. Let's watch another highlight from down in Gainesville. This is our top play of the non-conference season. Phil Kofer. Boom, one-handed.
Once again, on the road, playing against a national ranked team, guys instinctively are making good plays, playing extremely unselfish.
Unselfish basketball. The Noles prevailed by 17 points in Gainesville. Coach, that's 4 in a row against Florida.
Well, there's no doubt that the in-state rivalry is important, but most important thing is our guys continue to improve.
Non-conference play, exciting basketball at the Tucker Center and on the road and down in Jamaica, Coach. Nice little trip to Jamaica. We win that championship in the Jamaica Classic.
That was a lot of fun. I thought our guys played well. Our fans seemed to enjoy the trip. It was a great outing for us.
FSU versus Duke. We go to Cameron Indoor Stadium. Highlights are just around the corner. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We promised you highlights in today's program, and we got a ton of them. We first traveled to Cameron Indoor Stadium to take on the third-ranked Duke Blue Devils and Florida State in the first half. Coach, I don't think we have played this good of basketball all season long.
Well, we did play very good basketball in the first half, no doubt about that. Duke's an outstanding team. I thought it motivated our players, and we kind of rose to the occasion. We moved the ball. They played a lot more zone than what we've been accustomed to seeing them. Our kids played very aggressive, played very hard. We just showed that we have potential to develop into a pretty good basketball team.
Shooting from distance, a little bank shot, if you will, by M.J. Walker. FSU, Coach, we shot extremely well from beyond the arc, making 15 three-point shots in this game.
Well, there's no doubt that our guys have worked very hard on shooting the ball this year. Obviously, we're shooting the ball extremely well from the perimeter.
Phil Kofer, a career-best 6 made three-point shots. He leads the attack in the first half, finished with a game-high 28 points for the Noles. And here's a nice little alley-oop. Fiondu Kabengele finds a way to elevate, doesn't he?
Well, Fiondu is really coming into his own. This is his first year playing at this level. You see him making a big-time play, a great pass from CJ.
FSU attacking now. This is a man-to-man deal. Duke's changed their defenses quite a bit. Drive in the lane and a left-handed layup by C.J. Walker.
Well, these guys are really, really connected. You see him making the extra pass, playing tremendously unselfish, being aggressive. That was a non-call. I thought that might have been a foul.
Looked like he got hit pretty good now. Florida State defensively now. Here comes Grayson Allen. We get the steal, and that leads to a transition hoop. Those are rare against Duke.
No doubt about that. And this team, this was one of those games that people will be talking about for a long time because there's this back and forth, and both teams fought very hard.
M.J. Walker had 10 points. We get the ball in low again, and here's a follow-up. Boy, a slam dunk by Phil Kofer. Not only a deadly shooter from beyond the line, but he slam dunks a couple in this game.
Great pass, great unselfish play by our players, making the extra pass, moving the ball, getting wide open looks. But you really like to see your team making that type of unselfish play.
Against Duke and Cameron, Coach, we put 49 points on the scoreboard in the first half, and thanks to this great shooting by, did you see Phil Kofer developing as a three-point threat?
Well, Phil is such a hard worker. The sky's the limit for him. He has really been focused on correcting his shooting mechanics and really paying off for him.
Ike Obiagu had just one basket in the game, but he had impact. And there's another triple. Brian Angola leads the second leading scorer of this game with 23 points. Now, he's a natural-born shooter.
Well, there's no doubt that our guys have worked very hard in the gym. In this game, when you're playing against Duke on the road or any team in the ACC, it's important that you have a great balance inside and outside attack. And it's good that our guys are shooting well from the perimeter. Now, we work on that bank shot every day.
That's the second made bank three-point shot. We lead 49-45 at halftime, Coach. And, you know, Duke's going to make some adjustments. They're going to change their defense. We got off to a slow start in the second half.
Well, Duke is a very good basketball team. Most people have predicted them to be the national title contender.
Yeah, Florida State now against C.J. Walker. He's got a nice stroke for that particular spot on the court there.
Well, it was uncontested, and he had rhythm. His timing was good. Once again, you see our guys moving the ball and shooting the ball with a lot of confidence.
Coach, you try to get, 300 passes a ball game? We passed the ball extremely well on this.
Well, I'm not real sure we've reached that goal, but that's what our goal is, to try to get as many passes as we can.
There's Fiondu again, Coach. Does he have springs in his sneakers?
Well, he's very aggressive, patient, shot faking, and going up very strong and hitting his free throw.
There were 14 lead changes in this game. Watch Fiondu Kabengele go to work again. It's pretty good defensive.
No doubt about that, and you're glad to see players like that, especially a freshman, really coming on strong and giving tremendous effort. That means his future is very bright, and our future is very bright with him.
Terrence Mann doesn't take many three-point shots, but he was a perfect 1-for-1 at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Here again, attacking the rim, a right-handed layup by a left-handed shooter in C.J. Walker.
Well, it's back and forth, back and forth. You can't take a possession off offensively or defensively when you play against a team the caliber of Duke.
Looking at Duke coming back with a little zone defense, and we're going to say, hey, we can shoot the three from anywhere on the court, and Brian Angola falls down and makes a basket. FSU attacking the Duke at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and again, that was a contested challenge three-point shot. Brian Angola was red hot.
Well, our players are really, really playing to their strengths, and that's what you like to see you guys do. Make the extra pass, shoot with confidence, move the ball, create opportunities for each other to get high percentage shots.
In the game, Coach, we shoot 47% from beyond the arc. That is a tremendous percentage, particularly against a defensive team like Duke.
The game's getting down to the end. You see there's very little time on the clock. But we came up a little short in this particular game, but I like to see our guys being connected and playing together with confidence, like I saw as we played in the Duke game.
That three-point shot gives Florida State the lead now. We're late in the closing minute of the ball game, and Duke is going to prevail. Coach, we got stuck on 93, and they scored the final 7 points of the ball game.
Well, they did a very good job of finishing the game off. We came up a little short. Hopefully, we understand that you can't give up that many rebounds on the road against a quality team and win games. 93
points, Coach, a big number for a visiting team to Cameron Indoor Stadium. The most points scored against Duke this season.
Well, there's no doubt that Duke's a very good defensive team. They're a very good offensive team as well. But they have quality players. We came up a little short. Hopefully, we've learned enough in that first game on the road in the ACC that we'll be a little stronger as we go through the rest of the remainder of the year.
Up next, highlights of Florida State's big win over a highly ranked North Carolina team. Coming up next. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We're talking Florida State basketball, our very first show. Coach, your 16th season of doing television shows and recapping Florida State basketball. Let's look at the highlights of FSU's huge win over the North Carolina Tars. Does it feel like 16 years, Coach?
Wow, wow, wow.
FSU versus North Carolina. We knew this was going to be a basketball game.
Well, we got off to a good start there. We threw the ball inside to Ike. There's no doubt that he was able to finish. That really got us off to a good start.
Florida State in gold, Tar Heels in their light blue. And when the Tar Heels come to town, we get a great crowd. Without the students, Coach, nearly 9,000 fans watched FSU play North Carolina.
Well, we needed every one of them. It was a very close game, and we were able to pull that victory out, and the fans had a lot to do with it.
Florida State. Now, Coach, we're going to take control here in the first half and build a double-digit lead because we continue our hot streak of making three-point shots.
Well, we've developed into a pretty good perimeter shooting team. If you leave our guys open and leave us uncontested, we're making a high percentage.
11 of 29 from beyond the arc, and here's a turnaround. And what's C.J. Walker? He says, okay, if you don't put a hand in my face, I can score a hoop, and he does.
Well, the most important thing is that we have good shot selection with our players, and getting those extra baskets like this, pushing the ball, finding your open teammates, making good passes like this, man, you love to see. That's a 5-6 pass possession that creates a high percentage shots for your teammates.
CJ, 18 points in the game and 4 of 6 from beyond the three-point line, and here he goes against the rim, and he's a lefty, and he gets a little benevolent bounce off the window and scores.
But he's short, but he's very strong, physical, and he makes a lot of those shots.
Now, we get very few offensive rebounds, Coach, but here is a nice little kick back to Brian Angola.
That was a Christmas gift. It bounced, he
Merry
shot
Christmas.
it, missed it, and it bounced right back in his hand.
Florida State with a lead now. We're going to expand this lead to double digits. on this shot right here as it makes it about 34-25, up 9 points now in the first half again with about 6 minutes left. Fiondu Kabengele, do you expect a three-point shot of the big fella?
Well, no doubt that he's an outstanding perimeter shooter. What has happened with him, we've had to play him more at the center without having Crisco Kamaji with us, but hopefully we'll get him back soon, and you'll see more of those shots from Fee.
FSU with a 9-point advantage, another three-point shot, and we did an excellent job on Luke May, the leading scorer and rebounder on this North Carolina team.
Well, no doubt that he's an outstanding player.
Trent Forrest gives you offense off the bench, and Trent had a very good game against North
Carolina. Well, it's not really fair to say he's off the bench because he's like a starter, no doubt about that.
Now here's Trent again. He had a little run here where he scored about 5 points in a row.
Well, he's very capable. In this game, he really did a tremendous job defensively there at the end of the game.
MJ Walker is a true freshman coach, and do you like the way he plays basketball?
There's no doubt that he is going to be an outstanding player for us.
Crossover dribble, goes to work again, and hey, how about 2 in a row? Same spot, same result.
I tell you what, he's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence.
MJ Walker is CJ Walker. MJ finished with 9 points, and CJ with 18. Now we go to the second half, Coach, and you know Carolina's got a run or two left in them. They always do.
Well, we didn't expect them to quit on us. No doubt about that. They came storming back, and they made it a very tightly contested game at the end.
FSU with they did something different with their defense, Coach. We got off to a very, very slow start in the second half.
Well, they did a very good job of coming back offensively, and they just kind of kept us at bay.
You know, Brian Angola, we think, is a natural-born shooter, a three-point threat every time we have the ball, but he can attack the basket with the best of them.
Well, that's very important for us to be a team that's aggressive attacking the basket.
Florida State getting the defensive rebound, and we beat Carolina back down the court. That's very unusual, and one coming for MJ.
Well, I thought that was a very good job by MJ this season. The moment he sees him taking the ball to the basket very strong, we needed that three-point play.
MJ Walker with a driving layup in transition. Terrence Mann says, I can attack the rim, and he does.
Moving the ball, making the extra pass, creating opportunities, high percentage shots.
Terrence Mann finished with 17 points. He had 3 in double figures, and here's a fast break. Great play. Trent Forrest with a one-handed dunk. And I think we've got another look at this one, but Trent Forrest, watch this. Watch C.J. Walker take the ball away, flip it ahead. That may be the best play of the season.
Great play. Yeah.
And Trent finishes at the other end. How about C.J. Walker? That's a long-distance assist, isn't it? Here, speaking of, C.J. attacks, and for the second consecutive time, he's fouled in the act of shooting and has a chance at a three-point play.
Well, he has a tremendous amount of confidence, and there's no doubt that he was determined he was going to put that ball in the basket.
I don't know how he made that one, but he caps the three-point play. The Noles are up 70-67 over the Tar Heels. Here's their leading scorer, Coach. He attacks, and we say, no, sir, not in our area. The shot is blocked.
Every point in this period of the game is important.
1 of 5 blocks by the Seminoles of the game. Terrence Mann is hacked in midair, and he gets the layup, little run at a drop, and Florida State leads by 5. Make it 6 as Terrence completes the three-point play. Had a number of three-point plays to do. C.J. Walker, three-point shot. He's red hot, made 4 three-point shots in this basketball game. Noles lead. We're up 9 points at this point, Coach.
Well, this was a big play here. A big play. Tremendous play. A great tip-in, put back, being extremely aggressive when the game's on the line. 1
of 8 offensive rebounds, and here's Phil Kofer, his layup, his little hook shot doesn't work. Boy, how about this elbow? Cameron Johnson just shoves Brian Angola. Coach, this is a one-possession ball game, the final 4 minutes.
This game could have gone either way down the stretch. There's no doubt about that. We're not shooting very well from the perimeter, from the free throw line.
We had some troubles from that 15-foot line, 14 of 22 in the game. But, Coach, 81-80. Final score, we finally beat North Carolina. They sort of had their way with us for a while.
There's no doubt in our mind that we were able to pull this game off. Our guys did a lot of little things that really made the difference down the stretch.
And, oh, by the way, the defending national champion. Up next, Florida State looks ahead to a visit to Coral Gables. We'll talk about the Hurricanes in just a moment. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. And, Coach, we've looked at highlights of our non-conference schedule, highlights of Florida State's visit to Cameron Indoor Stadium, and a huge win over the defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels. What's next? FSU at Miami, huh?
The beat goes on. There's no doubt that we have to be ready on Sunday to play against a very hungry Hurricane basketball team.
Now, the next home game will be against a team that, about 3 years ago won the national. The Louisville Cardinals come to Tallahassee on Wednesday.
Very good basketball team, and any team you play in the ACC is going to be challenging for you. But let's take care of business in Coral Gables on Sunday.
It's underway. FSU hoops of the ACC. That's our show for today. We invite you to tune in next week as we talk Florida State basketball on the Leonard Hamilton Show. Go Noles.
This has been the Leonard Hamilton Show. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coke Zero Sugar has real Coke taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Try one today. And by SunTrust, the official bank of Florida State Athletics.